All right. What's good? What's good? It's your man, Book of Out for running me back. Good afternoon, without for running me. Another episode. Let's get ready to do this. Appreciate y'all being in the joint. Let's give the people a couple minutes to slide in. Spur of the moment stream. So we'll go ahead and let the algorithm send out the notifications right quick. Logical thoughts. Salute, brother. Salute. Good to see you in the joint. So we got in here, man. Let me put on the CNIs right quick. Clouds, what's up? What up? Cozy Real, I see you, man. What up? Appreciate y'all being in the joint, man. Y'all know I do. Change is unexpected. What up? What up? Good to see you, man. Let's give the people a couple of minutes, man. We'll go ahead and get the people, man, about 3 minutes total to get in here before we go ahead and get the show going. Welcome to another episode of Good Afternoon Without for running me. Bama Nijo, what up, man? Niji, what up? Another day above ground, another day in the land of the living, man. Mike Lee, what up with you? We're gonna go ahead, man, and knock us a little show out today. Appreciate it, real. Appreciate it. Yeah, man. Listen, man, this is that Panasonic S52 with the 50mm f1.8. Listen, I have shot with the Sony A7 IV with the 35mm f1.4 G Master lens, $1,300 lens. And this is a better image, and this is a $300 lens. $350. It's $350 lens on here, man. But it's got that smooth, crispy f1.8. And the thing, if you're looking to, maybe get into content creation now, you're looking for a camera. The thing about the Panasonic full frame cameras, the S5, S52, S1R2, S12, S12E, the lenses for these are video focused, like they're made for video. So, they're parfocal, they're made for video, man. So, hey, man, let's get to it. Let's get to it. Mike Lee represent Miami Dade, man. What up? 305 in there. Amari Johnson, what up? What up? All right. Man, put it in action, man. You watch your life change, man. I know your life changing already. Zay B, what up with you, man? What up? What up? All right, let's go ahead and get ready to do this thing, man. People will come into your life because they sense your righteousness. And once they sense your righteousness, they will do everything in their power to sift the blessings that come with that from you. But their presence will automatically change you spiritually. Because when you keep the company of evildoers, when you keep the company of worldly people, it starts to affect your own outlook on the world. See, let me tell you something. We're human. And so if people come around with certain ideology that we're not used to having around, it may not change us, but it's something we're thinking about. See, I don't let people speak doubt into my life about where I stand, what I think, what I believe, none of those things. So you're not going to catch me hanging out around Christian people because what they want to talk to me about is how my relationship with God ain't the way it's supposed to be. Well, I don't want to talk about that. I ain't trying to talk to them about that either. So you got to stop letting folks get close enough to you to press your spiritual buttons. Because when they start pressing on those spiritual buttons, they start putting you into your human space. They start putting you into your feelings. You start feeling things, and you start being angry, and you start being sad, and you start being, mad, and you start being hurt, and you start being all of these things that you don't experience when you're allowed to exist in your spiritual headspace. And that's what we're going to talk about today. Now, here's another thing I want y'all to understand. You can't allow yourself to respond with emotion. Any emotional response is done without thinking something through. Because when you think something through, you can't respond in anger. Now, the result may still be punishment for someone. The result may still be reprimand for someone, but it's not an angry response. An angry response is a response that you're going to go ahead and keep going as far as you need to go in order to not be angry anymore. You can't look at something and say, okay, that's enough. Even when it comes to like spanking kids, I tell people, man, you can't spank your kid when you're mad. You gotta have rules and regulations. Okay, if you do this right here, you gotta go to bed without eating. You do this right here, you don't get a spanking. You do this right here, your tablet or whatever device you have, you're not gonna have it for 10 days. That's how you do it. You don't do these things out of anger, because when you respond with anger, you got to keep going until you're not angry anymore. You respond out of pain, you got to keep going until you're not hurt anymore. When you respond out of sadness, you got to keep going until you're not sad anymore. Proverbs 31, give liquor to him who is ready to perish. Give wine to him who is of a heavy heart. Let them drink their troubles away. Let them drink away their misery. When you see someone drinking away their misery, you can't drink away happiness. You can't drink away anger. You can only drink away misery. You need to be relieved from your emotions. So you can't respond that way. But when people press your spiritual buttons, they start to interact with your spirit man from their human perspective. And all it does is pull you into a feelings thing. And that's just not the way you should go. Like, that doesn't benefit us to be in our feelings. We must protect our spiritual astuteness. Everything you do, everything I do, everything we want, everything we see, everything we hope for, is based on our ability to maintain our spiritual astuteness. If you don't want if you don't want the blessings of a godly life, you don't have to be spiritually astute. But if you want to get the blessings, continue to get the blessings, continue to find grace in the sight of the Most High, you must maintain your spiritual astuteness, and you must eliminate the presence of people who pull you away from that by putting you in your feelings. The number one spiritual button that's pushed is love. Well, God already told you, don't love nobody else. He done told you as a man, you can't love other people. You know what he told you? He told you that you got to love him with all your heart and all your mind and all your soul and all your faculties and all your everything. Well, if you love God with all your heart, who else you got some heart to give to? You can't give nobody no heart. You ain't got none. If I give this woman my heart, I done disobeyed and disrespected God. He said love him with all my heart. So I ain't got no love in my heart to give her. I may like her. I may enjoy having her around. She may have value to me. But loving her, I'm wrong if I do that. So when I say these things, people have figured me out now. People that are in my life, they know who I am, they know how I am, and they say, man, you're a rare breed. You don't care about nobody. I say, no, I care about everybody. I just don't love nobody. I say all the time, the people who need to feel my love, God makes them feel it. He got all of it. I can't give nobody none. He got all of it. If you don't feel it, you ain't worthy of him sharing it with you. If you feel it, God giving it to you, not me. Not me. And let me tell you something. I've been equipped to do this. I have always felt weird telling somebody, especially telling somebody I love you too. Oh my God. That is the worst. That is the worst, man. I love you too. No. I ain't gonna tell you that. Come be lying to you if I tell you that. See, what you got to think of us, man. You got to think of this. Our main concern is to protect our peace. And the way to do that, you have to keep yourself out of adverse situations. You have to keep yourself out of situations that are constantly picking at your peace, constantly attacking your peace, constantly nagging your peace, constantly destroying your peace. You got to pull yourself away from those situations, because all those situations are going to do is destroy your peace. And if you understand what I understand, you cannot allow anything or anyone to affect your peace. Because let me ask you something. How long did it take you to find peace? Everybody in the chat, I want you to put a 1 in the chat if you found peace in less than 1 year. if you were living a tumultuous life and you found true, complete peace of mind in less than a year. It takes longer than that. It takes longer than 5 years. It takes forever, dog. It seems like it took forever to really extract yourself from the world and build yourself an oasis of peace. It takes years of life to do that. Some of you are striving to do it now, but you haven't gotten there yet. You're on the way because it takes so long to get there. And so how you going to let anything affect it? Because if it took you 25, 30 years, I ain't talking about being born 25, 30 years. I'm talking about 25, 30 years from the time you realize that you need to be focusing on yourself. If you 18 and it take 25 years, come on, man. What that, 43? You ain't find peace till you're 43. So if it took you 25 years and you let somebody destroy it at 43, you might not get it back till you 68. Once you find it, you got to protect it. And you protect it by not letting people come around who want to press your spiritual buttons. You have to. Because you got to understand, an inability to focus on your peace, even in uncomfortable situations, it's such a heavy burden that you'll never even focus on your peace anymore. Because peace comes from the lack of burden. If you put on a heavy burden, you can't even think about peace. You got to think about getting a heavy burden off. When you're dealing with stress, the first thing your body does is try to eliminate stress. It's not thinking about peace. It's thinking about how do we stop this stress. So when you got the heavy burden on you, it's about to crush you. Your body trying to get it off your back. That's why I don't take people's burdens on in my personal life. I will take a burden on, but I got to be compensated for it. It's a heavy load. So I don't let people burden me with their issues and burden me with their problems and burden me. I don't let people do that to me. Because if you don't have peace because of your burdens, why would I take on your burdens and destroy my peace? Them your burdens. Now, will I help you get over them? Yes, we'll figure something out. But I will not take responsibility for your burdens. I can't do it, man, because I got to protect my peace. I have to protect my peace. I say again, because some people ain't listening. I have to protect my peace. That's my job. That's my goal, to protect my peace. Nothing else really matters. You understand me? I got to protect my peace, man. You got to protect yours. Because when it really boils down, that's the only thing you can rely on. Hold up. So I want y'all to understand that, man. I want y'all to keep in mind, I want y'all to remember that if you're not protecting your peace, then you are destroying yourself. You must protect your peace. You don't have a choice. Hold up, man. Let me change the title right quick. All right. All right, boy, that's a good title right there. Phenomenal title. All right, so here's what I want y'all to understand. I want y'all to keep in mind that when you're in your feelings, they make you panic. That's why the response is also always so over the top. If you're angry, if somebody really makes you angry, then you do something to them and you go overboard. There's plenty of people that are in prison right now because they went overboard. If they could do it all over again, they would have just taken a moment to think. But they didn't. They instantly went into their feelings, and we're in that. It's the most unstable space you can be in is an emotional headspace. It's absolutely unstable. And you just can't do it. You can't do. Am I saying we don't have emotions? No, I'm not saying that. I'm saying we can't be controlled by them. See, people want to come into your life and tell you you need to tap into your emotions. I don't need to tap into them. They're of no consequence. I know they're there, but they're gonna stay right where they are. They're of no consequence. They're of no consequence. I try to avoid situations and circumstances that bring them to the forefront. Why would I be in a sad situation that gonna make me sad? Yes, I'm human. If I'm in a sad situation, that gonna make me sad. That's why I don't go to funerals. I be at mine, but I won't be at nobody else's. My mind is made up. I won't be at nobody's funeral. My memory of my loved ones is when they were alive. I don't remember my dad laying up in a casket. I remember my dad being alive. Last time I saw my dad, he was alive. Last time I saw my grandma, she was alive. Last time I saw all my partners, they was alive. Only person I remember laying up is my little brother. Everybody else, man, they're alive. I don't have no bad memories of my people. I don't have no sadness of no funerals, bruh. Except for that one. I don't have no sadness. Before that, last one I went to, I was a kid. I ain't even realize where I was at. I was too busy looking around at how people were behaving. I was curious. So I don't people can say what they want to say, but it doesn't matter if I don't go see somebody get sent off. There's two things. Either I was in their life actively and we had some wonderful memories, or I wasn't in their life. And if I wasn't in their life, what am I pop up for at the end? Like I care. I'm telling you, man, like this is what happens when you master the art of not allowing your emotions to lead you. I'm not gonna let any emotional space lead me, bro. I just can't do it. I can't do it. Because here's what you got to understand. When you're in that panic mode and anything that pulls you into a traumatic headspace where you're reminiscing about something or you're in your feelings about something old that you hadn't gotten over, then you'll react to this new situation like it's the old one. And think about how long that's been pent up. That's why you got to get out of your emotions. The only way to overcome your trauma is to stay away from your emotions. You have to not be overwhelmed with emotion in order to stay away from your trauma, in order to get past your trauma, in order to get over your trauma. Your trauma is related to you through emotions. That's all. Whatever emotion it evokes, that is what you're attached to. And that's how people get access to your spiritual buttons. People don't see, let me tell you something. People can't actually push your spiritual buttons. They can come into your life and pull you into your emotions, and that affects your spiritual buttons in a way where it seems like they're pressing your spiritual buttons because everything spiritual about you changed when you let those people come around, when you gave those people access. And I'm just going to be honest with you. The level of destruction that happens when you respond emotionally, it can affect everybody around you. It can change your life instantly. Instantly. There's people who are not here anymore because of an emotional response from either them or someone else. There's circumstances where there's someone in a grave and there's someone in a cave because of one of those people's emotional response. It just doesn't make sense. It doesn't make sense. And you got to think about this. After you've taken all of this time to receive lessons and blessings, it's just so necessary that you don't fall back into your old emotional ways. You can't fall back into your old worldly ways, man, because here's the thing, and I want y'all to think about this. As hard as it was for you to find yourself onto a spiritual plane, don't you understand that if you fall off back into your worldly existence, you may not ever find that spiritual plane again? You got to hope that God will allow you access again. Now, let me tell you something. You can pull yourself off the plane. God don't kick nobody off the spiritual plane. He don't kick nobody off. You got to get off and decide to go back to the world. But once you go back to the world, ain't no guarantee he going to let you back on the spiritual plane. What have he done with you? What if he expected so much of you and now you done let him down? This is why it's so important that you protect your peace. You can't protect your peace if you allow the wrong people to have access to you, because all they're going to do is press your spiritual buttons. That's all. They don't know anything else. That's the only way they know how to deal with someone like you. They have to press your spiritual buttons. That's all they know. And you got to think about it. You have to be on a mission to become spiritually resilient every day. What does spiritual resilience mean? That means that no matter what you face, you're going to respond with your spirit man first. That your spirit man is the most powerful entity in your life. And it must be, because your spirit man is directly connected to the Most High. If it's not your strongest force, then you're not connected to the Most High in the way you think you should be. You're not honoring that connection. You got to honor that connection to the Most High. Why? Because He's giving you all of the blessings you need, all of the wisdom, understanding, knowledge, all of the tools and jewels and rules that you need to navigate whatever environment you come into contact with easily. I'm not even talking about struggling through it. I'm talking about, here's the way to make it through that path. Step here, step here, step here, step here, step here. As long as you take those steps, it's gonna be like you. It's gonna be like you not even walking on hot coals. It's gonna be like they're not even alligators in the water. And I want everyone to live that life. I want you all to experience the thrill and joy of living a life that's so pleasing to the Most High that all you can do is sing His praises and bless His name, because you have mastered the art of not being overcome with emotions. It's a major thing. Because you know what? Feelings are illogical. When you let people push your spiritual buttons and it makes you fall into your feelings, man, you become illogical. You can't look at something and say, if I go that route, I'm going to fall into the river. You just go that route anyway. Oh, man, there's the river. There's the river. Oh, man, I'm heading to the river. That's what's going on in the back of your mind. You just drive right into the river. Just plummet right in. Just plunge in. Why? Because you can't use your spirit, man, for guidance. It's a curse to not be able to attach your spirit, man. If you can't attach to your spirit, man, it's a curse, man. You've been cursed. There's no greater blessing. And so to think about that curse and be able to overcome it, it's a different type of thing, man. You know? And I mean, the thing is, you got to think about this. You're not a child anymore. So your need for someone's feelings to be attached to you is not really real. As an adult, it's not really real for you to need to be emotionally attached to someone. As a kid, you need to be emotionally attached to your parents. You need that. Ain't nothing you can do about it. It's there. You are emotionally attached to your parents. But as you become an adult, that's why not poverty, but that's why puberty takes place. As your testosterone increases, you become less emotional. You become less emotionally needy. And it becomes harder for you to emotionally attach unless you just stay attached the entire time. And then what that does is stunts your growth. So you can't grow into the fullness of your spiritual man because you haven't grown into the fullness of your manhood. In order for you to grow into the fullness of your spiritual man, you got to grow into the fullness of your manhood first. You can't be a spiritual man before you're a man. You can't be a godly man before you're a man. You can't be a righteous man before you're a man. You can't be a spiritually astute man before you're a man. And one of the first things that happens when you start to edge into manhood and ease into manhood is you start to become less emotional. You start to become less emotionally inclined. You start to respond less with emotion and more with logic. Even if you get to the point where you just nonchalant. Nonchalance was my first step. You know, once I realized young that it was just nonchalant. And then people's excuse were, man, you don't care about nothing. You're just indifferent. You don't care about nothing. Like, yeah, I care about it, but I ain't going to stress about it. You know what I'm saying? I care about that circumstance, but I ain't in love with it. I care about those people, but I ain't in love with them. I do what I do out of responsibility, because here's the thing. When you do things out of emotion, then whatever emotion is guiding you, it becomes stronger and stronger and stronger. So you'll do bad to yourself to do good to somebody else because you've been functioning on that emotion. Nope, I want to logically always put myself first. You know, I want to logically always put myself first. So if there's enough food to feed either my family or me, I'm going to feed me, because then that give me the strength I need to go out and secure more food. If I'm the one that got to go out and fight to get it, then I need the nourishment. I can't go out there and fight hunger while y'all here full. If I go ahead and fill up, I can go out there, I can fight hard, I can come back with something for everybody, and then I can go get something for everybody, and then I can just let y'all eat because I've already eaten. You understand me? But if I let y'all eat it and I don't eat, then what we gonna eat tomorrow? I ain't gonna be prepared to get nothing tomorrow. I'm not gonna be able to get anything today. So we all gonna be starving. And then the one that got to go out and secure the food ain't gonna be able to go out. Now, if you in your feelings, you're like, man, no, man, I gotta feed my wife and my baby first, man. They got to eat. I'd rather just starve, man. If I ain't got to eat. Okay, well, you do that. And then in 3 days, y'all be gone. But if you do it this way, maybe you can get out there and secure some, hold y'all off for the rest of this week. Then you got this week to plan and apply how you gonna go get the rest of it. That's why we must stay in our spiritual headspace and not be emotional. Emotions won't let you do that. Emotions will not let you do the best thing. And the best thing is always the best thing for you. Always. That sounds selfish, but it's really not. And so a lot of times, and this is why I don't deal with people from the past. People from the past, man, all they can do is hook you into an old emotion. That's all they can do. Even if it's joy, even if it's happiness, even if they hook you into some happiness, because you got to understand a lot of times when you get 30, 40, 50 years old, something that made you happy in your late teens, early 20s, man, you realize how stupid it was. But they want to pull you back and hook you into that. And if somebody serves it to you in the right way, it won't be as good as it was then, but it'll be decent. If they serve it to you and package it the right way, then you'll see the good in it. Well, I don't want to see the good in the past. I got all the good I need out the past. You know what the good is? The lessons. I got the lessons I need from the past. I don't need nothing else from the past, just lessons. The lessons are the blessings from the past, man. That's what it is. The lessons are the blessings from the past. All the other stuff don't even matter. The rest of that stuff does not matter, brothers. I'm telling you, it doesn't matter. So I want y'all to think about this from this perspective. Life only throws you a curveball when you're not looking at the picture and you're not standing at the plate. That's all. Only time life throws you a curveball that you're not ready for is if you're not looking at the picture and you're not at the plate with the bat choked up. If you ain't choked up on the bat ready to swing, life will throw you a curveball and you'll miss it. You're not paying attention. You got to pay attention to your life. You got to pay attention every day to the things that you're doing, the things you're not doing, the things you have going on, the things you want to have going on, the people that are around you, people that are trying to be around you, the people that you want to have around you. You must pay attention to your life. That's why you don't have a whole lot of time to go out and deal with the outside noise. Tomorrow we'll do a show on social media. Social media is is ruining lives. Is it ruining yours as well? We'll talk about that tomorrow, man, because social media is a very big deal and it is ruining some people's lives. It is changing people's lives, and we'll look into that tomorrow because that's another thing that causes you to get caught in your emotions. Have you looked at something and it triggered an emotion in you and you responded with that emotion in the comments? Think about that. You responded because it triggered an emotion in you. That's why people around here stressed out so bad. You go through this myriad of emotions all day, every day, and then people can say whatever they want to say to you, and you're human. So in real life, if someone said that to you, it would be a fight probably. But since you can't fight, you got to keep there and keep going on with your Twitter fingers. You got to keep getting pulled into that emotion. The problem is you can get pulled into emotion that you can never solve if you get caught up in certain situations. Then that's why you stay out of your feelings. That's why you take time to yourself in a protected environment that you protect for yourself, and you don't allow people into that environment with their negative energy. You can't afford to. I say again, you can't afford to let people into your environment with that negativity. You just can't do it, man. And I want y'all to understand that I don't want you to take for granted the fact that you have been blessed by God. I don't want you to take that, because when you put God first in everything you do, He won't allow you to be suckered into this emotional headspace. But you got to put Him first. By putting Him first means that you're putting His word first, that you're putting your spirit man first. That's all putting your spirit man first means. You're living by the word of the Most High. That's all. You eliminate so much evil from around you when you just live according to the word of the Most High, because evil doesn't want to come around someone that's dedicated to his righteousness. It doesn't want to do that. And so I want y'all to keep that in mind. I want y'all to remember that. Because the reality of the scenario is this, man. The human emotional state, it can create a panic in you and push you back into your old self. Whatever protective mechanism or defense mechanism you used before, if you're not very careful and don't stay very tight with the Most High, something in your life can happen to push you back into that same emotional space. And before you know it, you're a shell of the man you've become. You've reverted back to your old ways. That's how you get caught up in your old ways. That's why you see people that are spiritually astute, that moving forward. The next time you see them, they right back out there, man, drinking and smoking and doing all the other things that they were doing before. They're clubbing and partying. They got all these different, all these different intimate partners and all of that. They just fall off, man, because you have to stay away from people who are going to pull you back into a negative headspace. There's nothing you could do with those people but move on. Super chat here, man. Let's see. Amara Johnson, appreciate the 5 bone. Psalm 1:1-2. Blessed is the one who does not walk in step with the wicked or stand in the way that sinners take or sit in the company of mockers. There it is, man. Listen, it's always going to be in the word, man. It's always going to be in the word. Always. Everything we need is going to be in the word. There ain't no obstacle that I ever face that ain't in the word, bro. I just go find it. Whatever I'm dealing with, I just go find it in the word. And if I'm dedicated to honoring the word of God, if I'm dedicated to obeying the word of God, when I find it in there and it tells me do this or don't do that, I'm going to automatically do it if I'm dedicated to honoring and respecting the word of God. Am I dedicated to it? Am I going to fight through whatever I need to fight through because I have the information right there in the word? Am I going to just do it? Or am I going to try to fight through it? I ain't got to fight through it. The word say, this is how you handle this. Okay, I'm going to do it. And you know what they ain't going to never do? The word ain't going to never let you down. So if it says, handle this way, and you handle it that way, the blessing is going to come when you handle it that way. And that's just the way it is, man. And y'all know I ain't making it up, and I ain't going to lie to you either. Y'all know I ain't. So look, man, I ain't gonna hold y'all in here long. This is the early show. Good afternoon without for running me. I just want to come in here and drop one off to y'all right quick so you have something to listen to. I got another piece of content that's coming up later. It's gonna be phenomenal. A regular premiere. We getting on it, man. We getting on our thing over here. And on the Good Afternoon Without for Running Me show, man. And as we progress and move forward, we're just going to get more and more consistent, and we're going to get, we're going to up the volume a little bit. We still want to keep quality over quantity, but we do want to up the volume on this channel a little bit, man, and we can, because I love it. I love this channel, man. I love what this channel is about. I love the energy, man. I love the energy of y'all over here in the chat. There's just something about, man. It's Good Morning Without for Running Me show, man. It's phenomenal. Good Afternoon Without for Running Me, my bad. It's phenomenal, man. I like it. And I'm glad that y'all support it as well, man. So listen, we're going to slide on out of here, man. Y'all put God first. Keep grinding and growing, my brothers. Peace.